So, you remember that really old Minecraft mod with Godzilla and the big dragons, and a kraken and giant floating pairs of eyes, Minecraft girlfriends, alternate dimensions you can only access by right-clicking on ants or termites, and much more. You ever wonder what the guy who made all of these is up to nowadays?
Nicki Minaj.
Oh yeah, he's insane.
What is needed now are real full names and addresses. Some names and addresses or other information might be worth a few $100s. Don't let the libtards knock you down. When the women rail on you, big pharma, you're adorable. When the LBGDQs rail on you, oh man. Vladimir Putin. All the other colored people didn't. You, white boy, you did it.
Different opinions are wrong.
God, I want to kill him. If you have any of this information, please contact theycallmedanger at Comcast.net.
Before we talk about very old Minecraft mods, we need to talk about your very old browser. Get rid of it. Opera GX is a better browser. I mean, look. Does your browser have a background of a fox sleeping in front of a fireplace? I don't think so. If foxes really aren't your thing though, Opera GX has a wide variety of other mods available on the GX store, capable of fully customizing your browser. Want a cool ocean view with blue tabs and relaxing ocean noises as background music? There's a mod for that. Want your tabs to explode when you close them? There's a mod for that. Want Minecraft skeleton noises for every key press you make? I don't know why you would, but there's also a mod for that, and all of these can be fully configured to only enable the features you want. It's more than just cosmetics. Opera comes with AI built in, allowing you to access ChatGPT from the sidebar and other AI tools within the browser. Look at this long GoFundMe page I had to read when researching this video. I don't want to read this absolute load of yap. I can copy the whole page and get Opera's AI to summarize it for me, giving me the key points and saving me a ton of time. Speaking of time, it takes no time at all to switch to Opera. In just a few clicks, you can instantly transfer all of your bookmarks, cookies, and browser history from Chrome to Opera, letting you get on as it has always been your default browser. Oh, and all your Chrome extensions work on Opera too. So, what are you waiting for? Get Opera GX today using the download link in the description or pinned comment and bring your browser to the 21st century. Okay, let's talk about OreSpawn now. OreSpawn was first uploaded to the Planet Minecraft forums on 27th of April 2013 and was created by Richard Clark, also known as They Call Me Danger. At the time, Richard had worked as a software engineer for over 30 years and wanted to create a Minecraft mod he could play with his son when they got to see each other on weekends. To make the ideal mod for the limited time they had to spend with each other, he created a mod that added a lot of wacky stuff designed to be as overpowered and accessible as possible to get the most out of his time. It's not known why he only occasionally got to see his son, but given his comments about the woman and the girlfriends in his own mod, I think you could make a pretty good guess. As mentioned at the start, the mod is full of just a lot of random stuff designed to give you a ton of stuff to do. It's not particularly coherent, but that doesn't matter. It was flashy and cool and made the perfect thing to just shut your brain off and have some fun with. And that also made it the perfect content for kids to play and watch. This was picked up on by the Mexican YouTuber Valkryies, who made the first popular video about the mod a couple of days before the Atlantic Craft, a pair of American YouTubers, and these videos got hundreds of thousands of views, attracting a lot of attention to the mod and bringing it to thousands of downloads. These videos were followed by more videos from popular creators like popular MMOs and a now infamous video from DanTTM showcasing the girlfriends from the mod.
Hey, how's it going? I've actually got something for you. This is the bread that you asked me to get, and you can now go make me a sandwich.
Within weeks, OreSpawn had gone from a fun little mod for a father to play with his son to pretty much the most popular Minecraft content mod ever, with videos about it regularly topping millions of views at a time where even 100,000 views was an impressive number on a gaming video. By November, Atlantic Craft had created a mod pack called CrazyCraft, based around OreSpawn at its store, and if OreSpawn wasn't popular before, it certainly was now. Pretty much every Minecraft YouTuber at the time was playing this mod pack, including LD Shadow Lady, iBallisted Squid, Sundy, and DanTTM, to name just a few. And these videos regularly pulled between 5 and 10 million views. It was pretty much the Skibidi Toilet of its era. This popularity culminated in a 9-minute long parody song of the Black Eyed Peas I Got a Feeling, which so far has 125 million views and is the 10th most popular Minecraft parody ever released. 2014 was a weird time. All this unexpected popularity was actually being taken pretty well by Richard. Throughout 2013 and 2014, whilst working his usual job as a developer at an aviation company, he would keep updating his mod, listening to community suggestions, and replying to many comments on his mod post. Things were going great until September of 2014, when Microsoft announced they were buying Minecraft. Richard expressed his dislike for this with a low-quality Facebook meme on his website. This dissatisfaction with Microsoft, as well as Forge and Minecraft, led Richard to decide to turn his mod into a whole new game called Danger Zone, and abandoned development of the Minecraft mod entirely in November 2014 without really announcing it anywhere other than a now deleted 30-minute long YouTube video. Danger Zone's entire purpose was to create a highly moddable block-based game with minimal lag, no Microsoft ownership, and without the ID conflicts that made Forge modding so complicated back in the day. Or in simple terms, he wanted to make a Minecraft ripoff despite having literally zero game development experience, no funding, no development team, and honestly, nobody even all that interested in a Minecraft ripoff in the first place. Nonetheless, he stopped updating his Minecraft mod and fully focused on Danger Zone, uploading weekly development updates to his YouTube channel for people to follow along with, starting with just getting basic rendering and camera movement done, and then, confusingly, started developing a mod for his own game also called OreSpawn, with a bunch of optional content that he didn't want in the base game. From now on, when I talk about OreSpawn, I'm talking about the mod for his new game until I say otherwise. Also, just weirdly whilst making this video, he decided to delete basically every old video of his for seemingly no reason. So I've had to find some archives of the videos, and a lot of them are missing, so apologies for the low quality. For the next year, Richard kept developing both OreSpawn and Danger Zone side by side, doing so entirely for himself and his community. It was pretty clear he had a lot of passion for the whole project, adding multiplayer to his game and hosting servers for his fans to join and play.
Somebody built a rainbow stairway. Easy Games built a little house. Somebody built a rainbow and a slidey thing.
In this video, you can see and hear he's genuinely happy to see people enjoying his game, and everything seemed fairly normal until about week 66 of development. In this update titled 21st Century Zombies, he talks about some of the new things he added, namely 21st Century Zombies. When you hear that name, maybe you think like cyborg zombies or something, but when he starts talking about them, he says he's adding it as an optional content in his Danger Zone port of OreSpawn because he doesn't want to add political statements to Danger Zone. What are these 21st century zombies? I'll let Richard show you himself.
And update. Updated zombies. Oops. Yeah.
Different is confusing.
Something is confusing.
I'm privileged. Different opinions are wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Microaggressions. I'm special.
They're whiners. Basically, a caricature of American liberals stylized as university students. And then he proceeds to spend like a minute talking about how much he wants to kill them and how much they annoy him and how he spent a week just spawning them and killing them.
Oh, sure. Yeah, think inside this box, buddy. No way. Just die. All you die. That's what I've been doing this week. Spawning whiners. Making them die.
Very normal person. This is like the virtual equivalent of playing with a dollhouse. This guy is 52 in this video, by the way. Imagine your dad sitting down in a dark room alone in front of a computer and spending his free time doing this. But given this was 2016, it honestly isn't too unusual for the internet at the time. Other notable unusual things he added to OreSpawn include Russians, Vladimir Putin and Sergei Lavrov, the Russian foreign minister, who are all described as friendly people you should want to hang around and not believe the media hysteria. and giant 20-foot tall goth women called babysitters who have the most horrifying scream when you hit them
Amy and get mad.
and teleport you to the Kraken dimension when killed. This cycle of more or less just adding random stuff to his game continued until late 2019, when he eventually stepped away from the internet entirely to move on to some other things. And if that's where the story ended, this wouldn't be video worthy. Like, whoa, big deal. Middle-aged American guy has obscure political beliefs and put them in a passion project indie game he was developing? Who cares? Go back to doing the worst parkour I've ever seen or something. But Richard wouldn't be gone for too long, and 2020 was just around the corner. For anyone who's just awoken from a 5-year-long cryogenic sleep, a pandemic hit the world pretty bad that year, and suddenly, staying indoors all day with a ton of free time was the new cool thing to do. Before any restrictions were in place, Richard had already announced his intention to return to developing Danger Zone, this time with a VR port, and just 2 weeks later, his home state of Maryland entered a mandatory lockdown right as Richard was starting a new job. He quietly kept developing the VR version of his game until July, when he finally decided he wanted to return to the Minecraft version of OreSpawn and update that, as the mod had not been updated to run on any higher version than 1.7. To do this, Richard created a fundraiser requesting $75,000 to develop an update to the mod and backport everything he added to Danger Zone to Minecraft. The money would be used to hire a lead engineer, 2 developers, a web admin, a web consultant, as well as artists to help him out in updating OreSpawn. Part of this involved developing a special members-only website where anyone who donated $5 or more would receive access to the updated version of the mod, and only paid members would be able to get the updated mod, which violates Minecraft's EULA. Sneakily, he also took down all of the original download links to the older version of OreSpawn so nobody could get it for free. This wasn't announced anywhere, and understandably, it upset a lot of people. He claimed he could get the project finished in about 3 to 4 months, but it was pretty clear he had no plan whatsoever, as the recruitment video he made featured him pretty much routing out the requirements of the project as he was announcing it for the first time. The reasoning for the paywall was also pretty simple, in that he just wanted to earn some money back on a project he felt he poured his life into, despite only really maintaining the mod for like 18 months and doing it entirely as a passion project. YouTube comments made just before this seemed to also indicate that he didn't want to put thousands of dollars worth of work in for Microsoft for free, in reference to the fact that his mod would attract new players to the game in such a way that he would receive nothing for it. An interesting thing to note about this video and a lot of other videos where Richard opens a web browser is his bookmarks tab. It's clear he consumes a lot of right-wing and alt-right media, frequenting sites such as the Russian state news site RT, Alex Jones' Infowars, far-right news sources Breitbart, World Net Daily, Wetfinger, and Zero Hedge, as well as a so-called uncensored and unbiased AI platform Gab.ai, anonymous forum 4chan, and a Reddit page for something to do with tits. It's clear he had been in this sort of political extreme since he added the Wagner mob in 2016, but the wave of conspiracy theories and misinformation brought on around the panic and loneliness of the pandemic era only bolstered the political extremism and isolation in a way that would soon become apparent in his work. Back to the fundraiser, within a month, it had attracted the attention of just 9 donators, and the goal was reduced to $45,000, with Richard increasingly making efforts to win over fans into donating, having clearly overestimated the enthusiasm for his now 7-year-old mod. Part of this revival of OreSpawn involving creating a Discord server to chat with donators and fans, as well as to just create a nice and friendly community. But creating this Discord server would expose Richard to direct criticism, hate, and trolling for the first time, when he had otherwise seen nothing but praise and questions in Planet Minecraft through comments many years before. Within a week, Richard was already being targeted by trolls in his Discord server and business email, where people would pretend to be developers and troll Richard. Richard pretty much blames people on the internet for just being mean trolls for the fact that he can't get anyone to sign up to be a developer for him, when the reality is that this guy simply had no real money to pay anyone doing work for him, and obviously, nobody wants to work full-time for free without some kind of contract. Regardless, a couple people did step up to help develop the mod with him, but even this wouldn't be free of drama. When people mentioned the EULA to Richard, he decided to read it and seemingly completely misunderstood the content rights section, believing Microsoft had the rights to any modded content made for the game, which just completely was not true and was actually said to not be true in literally the previous paragraph. Nonetheless, Richard was spooked by this and was fully convinced that Microsoft might just decide to steal his mod and put it in the real game without crediting him or paying him, which is incredibly ironic given that his own mod contains several existing copyrighted characters that he does not own the rights to. What scared him the most was that Microsoft would legally own his family of dragon characters, a series of characters he had clearly grown particularly personally fond of throughout his development and videos, often creating entire dimensions and storylines around them and using them as the face of the mod. He wanted them removed from the mod in all future updates, but he also wanted them removed from the internet in its entirety, going on a crusade to take down basically every single possible place hosting an old copy of the mod. This started with an edit to the legal page of the OreSpawn website, specifying that the mod cannot be re-uploaded or shared anywhere when it previously stated it was free to share and modify. Anywhere hosting a copy of the mod alone or in a mod pack was asked to take it down, and if they refused, Richard or one of his loyal developers would send the entire Discord server to mass report or even attempt to crash the site hosting the mod, something that didn't work because barely anyone really cared. Another major confrontation came with a group of people making a mod called Danger Zone, a fan project designed to port Danger Zone and OreSpawn for Danger Zone to Minecraft, making it a Minecraft port of Danger Zone port of a Minecraft mod. Brilliant stuff and not at all pointlessly confusing. This mod was essentially just as popular, if not more popular, than Richard's own update and even promised to include his beloved dragons in the mod. Despite many attempts to take it down, the Danger Zone Minecraft port developers stood firm, because legally, they weren't doing anything wrong. This pissed off Richard so much that he began banning anyone who was believed to be supporting this other mod from his server, including paid donators, causing a lot of backlash. He also believed that these modders were stealing his work and were dead set on kicking him out of the picture to make their own mod for their own success. Clearly annoyed by this, one of the developers of the Danger Zone port and the anti-hero for this part of the story, named Katara, decided to purchase premium access to OreSpawn on an alternate account, download the mod, and then release it publicly for free in her Discord server. Again, this was perfectly legal, if not a little bit scummy, so there isn't really anything that can be done about it. At least not something normal. The day after this incident, the following video was uploaded to YouTube as well as plastered on the front page of the OreSpawn and Danger Zone game website titled, "OreSpawn needs you." At a glance, it looks like just another recruitment post, but if you watch it, it's clearly something more sinister.
Yeah, let's get right to it. I'm going to read this because I don't want to screw it up. Let's be perfectly clear right up front here. This video is a request for information necessary to file lawsuits against the person known on Discord as Katara and his or her accomplices by the victimized parties, that being me and the OreSpawn Discord community. What is needed now are real full names and addresses of both Katara and all of his or her accomplices.
He wanted to dox Katara in order to sue her for leaking the OreSpawn mod. In other messages in Discord, Richard also goes on to say that he plans to basically contact employers to make sure Katara never gets a job again, and the developers who worked with Richard seem to just be poking fun at the fact that Katara is attempting to get doxed. It was a bit more than politely asking for Katara's information though. In that video, Richard actually requests people to find the full names and addresses of several of Katara's fellow developers, and also those of literally everyone banned from his Discord server, offering a cash reward for anyone who comes forward. Again, this was all claimed to be for legal proceedings and court documents, when in reality, No law was ever broken, and Richard was basically just on a power trip. After posting the video on his Discord server and waiting a few days, nobody came forward with any information because literally nobody cared, and Richard's Discord account was terminated. When it became clear he would never actually get any information, he came back on a new account and then fired one of his developers/community staff who he blamed for initiating drama, and then brought back the old OreSpawn version downloads as it became clear he would never be able to take them all down and people kept asking for them. The OreSpawn Needs You video on the website was also swiftly changed out for yet another showcase and recruitment video. Things were quiet for a while, until Richard's Discord server was terminated for all the attempted doxing and harassment. In response, he changed his site to a message calling Discord a platform for bullies, fired all of his development staff in order to look for real developers, and then uploaded a video of him manically laughing at a machine he made in Danger Zone that spawns and then immediately kills ducks.
Oh my... No! No! What the heck is that?
I don't really have anything to add about that, but that's just the thing he did for some reason. A few days later, he added more to the site with a bunch of allegations that Katara was hacking or spying or doxing or threatening people, and he was encouraging people to stand against evil with him. This guy is like 60 at this point, by the way. In classic Richard Clark fashion, he refused to learn from his mistakes and opened up 3 new Discord servers within the next 2 weeks, one owned by his son, or at least using his son's username to avoid ban evasion, and 2 owned by community members as backups, just in case. The first of these servers would fall in the first week of 2021, following a confrontation between Katara and their Mario and Wario style rival called Kinara, who owned one of the 2 backup servers. Katara accused Kinara of sending inappropriate images to people on the server, and Kinara responded in the most mature way possible, photoshopping an obviously fake image of Katara sending inappropriate images to children, and then posting this fake image fully uncensored in a public channel, literally doing the exact thing she was accused of. Just to be clear for the video, I cannot really prove or disprove that Kinara was actually sharing inappropriate images with people, but I do know she created and shared the fake image of Katara, and it's widely believed the accusations were true both at the time and also still to the modern day. In response to such severe actions against one of his community managers, he immediately removed her and... no, I'm just kidding. He blamed Katara for causing drama and refused to do anything to Kinara at all. In response to Richard's inaction on the whole situation, the owner of the second backup server decided to shut it down as he didn't feel comfortable anymore associating with it at all. Richard fully believed Katara was just trying to get everyone to give up on the official continuation so Katara could take all the popularity and then develop the mod themselves. This claim wasn't really based on anything, but if it wasn't already clear by this point, rationality isn't Richard's strong suit. Kinara obviously agreed with this statement to protect herself from the accusations and started banning anyone who associated with Katara or her mod. I think it's worth noting that these were not particularly huge Discord servers. Most of them only had like 50 to 100 members at peak, and the fact that so much crazy stuff happened in them is kinda insane. Anyway, yet another server was put up, this time with a rule list of over 50 rules long, for what was essentially just a big group chat. Not content with all the servers he had so far, Richard created another server called the White Knights of OreSpawn, owned by an account just called Investigator, who linked to yet another Discord server called the Dead Rose Project, which was dedicated to collecting as much dirt and personal information on Katara as possible for some hypothetical future lawsuit. Katara was pretty much living rent-free in Richard's head, and Richard decided it was time to evict her. He created a new page on his site called How to Properly and Easily Defeat the Bad Guys, which reads sorta like some internet safety advice, but is basically just a guide on how to create alt accounts to spam and harass people until they eventually lash out and say something you can report them for. Richard encouraged his fans to follow this guide and use it against Katara and the people who developed the mod with her, including great advice such as you should have at least 3 alt accounts at all times, and to post GIFs and PNGs and JPEGs of My Little Pony pictures and rainbows and kittens and baby bunnies and smoochies, and not anything inappropriate because the bad guys will enjoy it anyway. All of this came after Tylerrrr announced she would be leaving the community due to drama, shutting down yet another OreSpawn Discord server, although she allegedly continued to be around the community on a different account. Eventually, Richard and Tylerrrr came to an agreement where they could continue developing the mod without harassment, so long as references to the name OreSpawn and Danger Zone were removed from the mod, and Tylerrrr left the community for good. Drama aside, a public version of the 1.12 port of OreSpawn was officially released around this time, and for a while, nothing completely horrible happened, and development on the Minecraft mod update continued, funded by a small number of Patreon donations and the $1,000 or so raised by the fundraising campaign that had ended at this point, until April 2021, when Richard pulled the plug on all things Discord. I can't find anything that indicates exactly what happened at this time, but he updated his site with a message saying, "Good riddance to Discord," stopping all of the drama and also quietly stopping development of OreSpawn for Minecraft, maybe realizing that he simply cannot compete with the fan-made mods and updates, or that really nobody was interested in paying for a Minecraft mod. Richard would once again shift his full focus back onto Danger Zone. So I won't focus too much on Danger Zone anymore, because I think I've said enough about the chaotic mess of a game it is. But in August of 2021, Richard tried to release Danger Zone VR on Steam for $10, and according to Steam API data, the game was only ever bought and played by a maximum of 8 people, at least 2 of which wrote a review and then refunded because they played less than 2 hours, before Richard decided to take the game down from Steam at some point later to keep it as a passion project, and nothing ever really came out of that. But now, I present to you a series of words I never thought I would find myself saying in a Minecraft video. In September 2021, Nicki Minaj tweeted about her cousin who won't get a COVID vaccination because his friend got it and then got swollen testicles and became impotent, which caused his fiancée to cancel their wedding. I don't know what it is about this tweet that Richard liked so much, but it caused Richard to absolutely fall in love. See, around the time this tweet was made, Richard's sites got taken down by Weebly, the host of the OreSpawn and Danger Zone websites, because of the Fight Back page, which contained instructions on how to harass someone online. This prompted him to quickly put up a new version of the site on a new host, claiming he's been censored and is a part of the Banned by Jack Dorsey Club. A bit of a stretch, as Jack Dorsey is the CEO of the company that owns Weebly, and this was a couple of months after Donald Trump was banned from Twitter, back when Jack still owned it. But whatever makes him feel special and persecuted, I guess. After rebuilding the website, Richard added a big banner to the site that says, "I love you, Nicki," with a picture of Nicki Minaj and a link to a video on both YouTube and Rumble where he talks about censorships before randomly pulling up several JPEG screenshots of Nicki Minaj from a news article and talking about how much he loves her for what she said, as if she's some champion of free speech or something.
Oh man, I love this girl since the first day I set eyes on her. And now I know why. Nicki, you are even more beautiful on the inside. Oh my God. Little Miss Free Speech herself. Who'd have thought this woman has the balls to stand up to everyone and say, "Let me think for myself." Girl, you are just absolutely goddess class. I mean, and I mean that. You're adorable. And oh my God, I wish we need more people like you. We need a whole shitload more people like Nicki Minaj.
I think what makes this whole free speech rant even funnier is how often Richard's Discord servers would ban people for disagreeing with him, and also had a bot that would automatically delete any messages about Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, but no other politicians, because apparently those were controversial topics, because free speech apparently only counts if you agree with him on everything. A couple months later, the site was updated with a "The left will not stifle the truth" banner, and a few months later, changed again to a big wall of text parroting a conspiracy theory about how the COVID vaccine will kill everyone and encouraging people to play in the dirt to boost their immune system or something. This is probably something he picked up from those news sites he had pinned on his bookmarks bar. But this wasn't the end of his obsession with the conspiracy theory, as this banner also came with a new video upload. In this video, he showcases a new series of 21st century zombies. How fun! These include people who got vaccinated, a slur for liberals, school teachers, university professors, school deans, and a new boss called Big Pharma. Obviously, this is all childish strawman arguments inspired by the slop websites Richard has been reading. And still, this is somehow not the worst part of this entire video. The video called Credit is Overdue is giving credit to a particular person, and that is...
Basic white boy. Yeah, you. Everybody's knocking on you these days. But you know what? You are the one that built the greatest civilization on the planet. You built the greatest cities the world has ever known. You built the greatest army ever known to mankind. You put a man on the moon. That's right. You made all the absolutely amazing medical discoveries. You know, don't let anyone ever put you down again. I want you to remember, you, white boy, are the most awesome thing on the planet. When the women rail on you, when everybody else rails on you, when the LBGDQs rail on you, just ignore them, right? You built it. You are the industrious man. You are the center of the universe. And all the other people are just jealous, okay? I want you to remember that. Just right off. You did it. You're awesome. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise.
Yeah, he just starts this already unhinged video with a rant about how straight white men built the greatest civilization ever and that everyone else is jealous. And then 2 weeks later, uploads another video with almost the exact same rant, but said again, which is somehow worse.
All of it, the cities, see that car, see the airplane, see the man on the moon, everything. You built it, dudes. You know, you did it. You are responsible. Nobody else. The girls didn't do it. All the other colored people didn't do it. No, you, white boy, you did it. Don't let those jerks get you down. You guys are absolutely awesome. You are the builders. You are the innovators. You are the inventors. You are the ingenious people building civilization.
And also adds Dr. Zombies 2 in that video because, you know, why not? About 7 months later, a Brazilian YouTuber, Tylerrrr, featured in Minecraft Live 2020's pre-show, briefly showed the OreSpawn mod, incorrectly attributing the mod to DShadWolf, a different mod maker who made a mod called MMD OreSpawn, a mod that helps other mod makers control how ores spawn in Minecraft. This confusion is apparently so common that the mod page had to include a notice telling people that they are not the same OreSpawn. Huh, I guess Microsoft really did date his content without crediting or paying him. And that's kind of where the story ends. Since this brief outburst of insanity, Richard has continued to update his game to a very, very small number of fans, most of which watch only to see if he'll ever break and say something else to post to Reddit for a good meme to farm karma or something. The site hasn't really been updated aside from adding new updates to the game since 2022, with the exception of adding a new message saying he's taken a break, is bored with modding, and is getting into weightlifting. His LinkedIn page shows that he hadn't had a job since October 2023, and he includes OreSpawn and Danger Zone in his resume he uses to apply to jobs, clearly those that don't do a thorough background check. He's clearly active as he deleted most of the videos from his YouTube channel a few weeks ago, but nobody has heard from him and he doesn't have any other social media he's active on or any other kind of digital footprint I could really follow. It's kinda sad how this guy could have been one of the greatest mod makers Minecraft ever had and could have monetized his efforts through Patreon or other donation sites like so many other modders do, but through something of maybe an ego or just a poor understanding of his popularity and the Minecraft EULA in general, threw it all away to develop a game nobody really wanted and a couple cheap bits of political misinformation. As for Katara the Discord troll, they still develop and maintain what used to be the Minecraft port of Danger Zone, now called AdventureCraft, although it deviates a lot from the source materials and is incomplete. A much more popular and monetized take on OreSpawn exists in the mod Chaos Awakens, which was previously endorsed by Richard himself before his massive crusade on taking down all things Minecraft OreSpawn related. Again, it deviates a lot from the individual mod, but it's somewhat of the true spiritual successor to the mod and the closest we'll probably ever get to a modern version of OreSpawn. And if you just want to play the original, then that's gonna be tough, as it isn't listed anywhere officially, and most mod websites will refuse to even host OreSpawn related mods because of the controversy and legal issues that came before. There are some archives out there, but I cannot guarantee any of them are safe or legitimate, so I can't really point you in the direction of where to get them. So anyway, did we learn anything today? Yeah, don't be like this guy. And if you're a modder, for the love of God, let your work be archived and shared and modified freely, and especially, don't try to develop an entirely new game because your silly, colorful game mod was popular with children on YouTube. If you made it this far into the vid, then you better subscribe, or I'll make a video requesting your personal information. For little reasons, that is a joke. I hope you enjoyed this short 30-minute video dive into someone's slow fall to insanity. See ya, and have a nice day.